We understand that hundreds of parents are currently present there. They are still waiting for some sort of development from that meet. Remember, it was expected that the founder chairman would speak to them from outside so he could address all the parents and their concerns. Instead, they decided to have a closed-door meeting where only 5 to 8 parents were allowed to represent the rest of the community, and they are currently speaking it out with a list of demands that they have at hand.
Yes, you bring it. Come on.
We understand that nobody has come to meet the parents for the last 24 hours. Now, finally, of course, the founder chairman is present there. But the question is, will he go ahead and admit to a crime taking place? What is the question of him going ahead and taking any sort of measures if he refuses to even come to terms with the fact that a horrific crime has taken place inside his school? Remember, the incident took place on July 2nd, and it's been over 15 days since the incident took place on 14th July when the parents were there to file a complaint. Their child did not know what took place. She was mentally traumatized, which is when she told her parents that something had taken place. She did not know what it was, but it was something that left her scarred forever. And that's when they filed a police complaint, and the incident came to light ever since. From yesterday, these protests have been going on, and it's only gathering steam at this point. The parents have also stated that if a subsequent action is not taken by the school to provide proper security, they will go ahead and gather as many people as they can from across the city to join their protests and ensure that action is taken, and that the police, if necessary, go ahead and take action against the school. Several people have called for the shutdown of the school, but that may not be the best of options at hand, considering that there are so many children whose future is at stake.
All these issues has to be resolved as soon as possible to save our kids' secure life. That's the only one thing we are asking the management. But last 3 days, nobody represented from the management or the school side and showing their faces to us. I'm not sure what's going on also. With patience, without any harsh voice, we are staying here and just we are waiting for the management from the school side.
Parents, of course, are clearly frustrated a lot. They are demanding answers, and considering that a gang rape has taken place, the least the school can do is step up and provide some answers. Instead, they've got security men blocking the parents from going ahead and entering the school, and you can see that they're trying to ensure, with the police's help, that absolutely no sort of damage to property is done. But the parents are very clear that unless they have some sort of answers provided, they refuse to go ahead and take this lying down. In fact, you can imagine how they are all feeling. Every parent out there will be now scared, will be thinking twice to send their children to school. If such incidents can take place, what sort of safety is provided for their ward? In fact, if you are a parent, do call and tell us what would you do if in fact what do you do to provide safety to your child while he or she is at school. It is considered a safe haven. Most parents do not take any steps. It is a given that these schools do know how to take care of children, but with this kind of an incident coming to light, maybe all of that needs to be rethought. Maybe there's no sort of assurance that schools can take care of children, that your child is not just unsafe out there on the roads, out there on the streets, but even in the school which they call the second home.
I think it's somewhere between 5 to 10 members were allowed in the school, and I don't know if Mr. Rustam has anything to hide. And if why don't we make this transparent? We should make this transparent because, I mean, if he has nothing to hide, you know, things happen all the time. But if he has nothing to,
why media is not allowed inside
why is media not allowed
discussion
inside?
that is going inside with Rustamji and parents? Why it is not allowed?
So media is the fourth estate in the country. So this is a democracy. And if there is really nothing to hide, why is we not living in China? We are not living in some dictatorship. Why is not the media being allowed?
At least one media person should be inside there so that they can cover everything.
Yeah.
Whatever going on inside, at least they can cover it.
What is the issue?
Yes, we are both parents. My two daughters are here.
We still don't understand why the police are not allowing the media people who are just carrying a mic and a camera.
Well, that was the basic demand of the parents at that point, when quite a bit of galatta broke out, when the gate was in fact pushed through. The parents stated that they do not want to make their way in, but the media should be allowed to cover the meeting so they can find out exactly what's taking place. So it is very, very transparent, but that of course wasn't the case. Soon after, of course, the media was also seen talking to the police officials present there, who stated that the founder chairman had quite clearly maintained that he is answerable only to the parents of the school. Does he not realize that he is answerable to every parent in the city and to every other Bengalurian, considering they were talking about a gang rape of a little girl, a girl who is in the first standard and who is just 6 years old. We have seen these kind of shockers taking place in the past, but what is definitely different is that the school has always stepped up. They've taken the necessary action, they've condemned the incident, they've also spoken to the rest of the parents and promised that whatever action needs to be taken to ensure the safety of the wards, they will go ahead and do it. But this school, being a well-reputed school, having so many children of varying age groups, has decided to remain defiant, defend its school authorities and its workers there. It stated quite clearly that no rape has taken place in the school. Even as there's Galata Galore right outside the school, the police too were present there to ensure that things did not go completely out of control and also to continue with their investigations. My colleague Deepak Bopanna caught up with a senior police official, and here's what he had to say about the course of investigations.
Parents, they had come and they lodged the complaint on 14th of this month, and that after 12 days lapse, they had lodged a complaint.
What was the reason for that?
Because the child, it didn't disclose the child, though she underwent this kind of, that is the trauma. The child itself didn't disclose to their parents. The contention of the parents, it is in writing only, as far as the complaint person is concerned. So they had come on 14th and they had lodged a complaint.
Now, any arrests have been made so far?
We are on the way. We are on the way. Based on that, the scientific, the clue and circumstantial, the evidences. So investigation is on very effectively and very accurately.
The police stating that they will continue their investigations. As of now, remember, they've arrested 2 people, the gym instructor as well as a security guard, but they are continuing the investigations to find out if anybody else was involved in this particular incident, and also, of course, to find out if any of the school authorities were in fact responsible for hushing up the matter, that they knew about it but refused to speak about it in order to maintain the reputation of the school. Those people, of course, will also face a heavy price from the police. But an absolute shocker coming to light. Keeping aside the gang rape, what makes it 10 times worse is that the school has refused to take responsibility. They quite clearly have stated that no rape has occurred in their school.
Dear parents, my dear, you will hear me or not? If you don't have patience, then nothing I can tell. Sir, please talk, sir. We had long conversation with him. As a human being,
dude, this is not a protest by parents. It broke because people are watching. See, this is not a protest now, like break him, that's it. Don't do like that.
We as parents had convinced him that he has to come and address the parents. Yes! He is coming, he will be coming, he has to come. Kindly, I'm telling you, be in control. Keep your nerves cool, please. No, please, I'm telling you, please, for our children's sake, keep ourselves cool. He will come here, he will address. Okay? He will come. Now, give us 10 minutes time. Give us 10 minutes time. Okay, 10 minutes.
Well, finally, of course, it is understood that the founder chairman, Rustam Kherewala, will be going ahead and addressing the parents in about 10 minutes' time. That's the promise being made there. As you could also notice, scenes of vandalism. The parents seem to have gone rogue at this point, lost their tempers, and they are destroying and damaging school property. We could see broken glass pieces all around. So quite clearly, the parents are frustrated, lost. They've lost their patience, they've lost their tempers, and they are making it very clear at this point that they want some answers from the school management, or things are only going to take a very, very ugly turn. But in 10 minutes, it is expected that the founder chairman will go ahead and speak to the parents. Now, what he has to say will probably go ahead and determine exactly how these protests will turn, if it will in fact turn uglier than before, if there is any truth to the fact that he stated that there is no sort of rape that took place in the campus. There's no doubt that the parents will demand action. They will go ahead and lose their tempers. As you can see, this is the kind of vandalism that took place. Security personnel were seen trying to stop them from entering the school, which is when the parents broke the glass and entered anyway. They have entered trying to in fact catch some sort of official and get some answers from them. But post that, of course, it looks like the officials did not have any choice but to address the parents, and that's when we saw one of them speaking and saying that yes, Rustam Kherewala will speak to them in about 10 minutes from now.